There is some even more Yu-Gi-Oh news that you need to know about. Big dog, I thought we were completely done when I made Thursday's video, but holy God. All I gotta tell you is that it's pretty crazy. Today, big dog, I'm going to be breaking to you some news that can completely change how you play Yu-Gi-Oh, or change if you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh this format. Let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with ya, big dog? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that's your day. Phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. Today, big dogs, there are 3, probably even 4 technically major components on Yu-Gi-Oh that we're talking about. There is the Rage of the Abyss set, a couple of things we need to talk about, and Konami's new policy. A policy that will make getting information or people getting banned a little bit easier and harder. And as usual, when I do these videos, I think the best thing to do is to start off with some good, go to the bad, then give you guys the solutions, because I'm tired of even presenting solutions to Konami.
Look, big dog, I know you watching these videos.
I'm probably on your list. I don't care. I genuinely do not care.
You and I have never been friends, so let's not start pretending that we are.
If you are going to try to punish me for freedom of speech, my ain't been able to speak for 400 years. You trying to silence me ain't gonna happen. There are some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards, some new TCG exclusives from Rage of the Abyss that I think is very cool. The best thing about it is that it is insect support, Bee Trooper support, Weevil support. So I'll be able to take over Yu-Gi-Oh with insects. What I liked about the Rage of the Abyss exclusives is that it did give support to so many underserved strategies. Psychic, insects, and even some secret generator support. I love when Konami prints certain cards to help strategies that aren't as good. It makes when you play Yu-Gi-Oh with your friends a lot more fun because you get to play your pet decks and they do get some love. The only thing that I don't like about it is that Konami, you already know what you do. As you can see from strategies like Chimera and Yubel, Konami knows exactly what they're doing when they know how to fine-tune an older Yu-Gi-Oh strategy to make it good. The problem is that they just seem to always miss the mark when the strategy doesn't make them enough money. Like, for example, how generator support, there's no new generator cards, so technically it doesn't make them any money. Unless you go back and buy the sets. Nope, they already sold out. They already made their money. It doesn't make them any money. Just once, guys, I would love for a TCG exclusive to be really good. And while Mimighoul does seem promising, I talk about that in my TheCaliEffect clips channel. I'm not sure if it's going to be the whole shebang. I also talk about all of the new TCG exclusives too on that channel, so go ahead and check out those videos if you want to see everything about it. But with that little bit of good, chat, there's a little bit of bad. Why can't we have OCG Rarity? Secret Rare is fine, but come on. That is a pretty big problem. And the new upcoming set, Rage of the Abyss, we expect some of the highly sought after cards to be secret rare. That's fine. But unfortunately for Rage of the Abyss, just about everything that is decently competitive is really hard to get. So most of the Azamina cards that are one-ofs, like the Azamina Fusion spell and the Fusion monsters, are no higher than ultra rare, but the card that you need, Deception of the Sinful Spoils, is a secret rare. The new Fiendsmith Lacro monster, secret rare. Half of the Mermaid cards, secret rare. Olconix, secret rare. Dominus Purge, secret rare. Even the Millennium Blue Eyes monster is a secret rare. The cool cards is hard to get. At this rate, Yugi's mom is gonna be a secret rare. Help me! So there is a good thing and a bad thing about this many cards being hard to get. And if there are some cards that you think are incredibly hard to get, let me know down below in the comment section, or maybe even easy for you. Obviously, getting to the cards that you need is going to take multiple boxes, multiple pulls, multiple packs, which means more money. And even if you were to buy singles, those cards would be relatively expensive starting off right now. But there is a good side to this technically, right? Because everybody always complains how there are terrible Yu-Gi-Oh sets. And the reason why those sets are terrible is because the good cards tend to be easy to get. Sets like Duelist Nexus and Legacy of Destruction are considered terrible Yu-Gi-Oh sets. But if you turn a couple of cards from a different rarity to another, the set becomes insane. For Duelist Nexus, if they made Shavara, Chimera, and Rescue Ace Preventer secret rares instead of their respective rarities and kicked out some of those not so sought after secret rares, then the set would have been considered amazing. And for Legacy of Destruction, if Nightmare Throne and the Tempai Dragon monsters were a higher higher rarity, then players would have said it was ridiculously good. See, the problem with making highly sought after cards low rarity is that oftentimes when we go back and look at the set, we forget about it. We tend to only see the secret rares and the ultra rares as the cards that you need to have. Konami is more inclined to put the most powerful cards at high rarities because they know we'll pay for it. Estimated return on value on boxes kills the game's accessibility. I think Chrono spit one of those facts, man, those things that people hate. This is one of those situations where I kind of have to back up Konami. I don't think that every single Yu-Gi-Oh staple should be high-end and ridiculously hard to get, but inside of a Yu-Gi-Oh set, I think it's a little bit foolish for us to expect every little thing should be accessible. Guys, pre-order as of making this video for the new Mole Chummy Walrus card has hit $170. $170! And it got bought out. Oh! How are you brokies having this much money? It is a complete crime for Yu-Gi-Oh staples, cards that should be in just about everybody's deck or expected to be in everybody's deck, being secret rare and almost paywall. A Yu-Gi-Oh set should be about bringing new archetypes and developing older archetypes. Those cards being the secret rares, I think everybody can be okay with. Yes, it means that our archetype will be a little bit more expensive, but it also means that our favorite archetypes have some good rarity. And some of the harder to get Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the staple cards that you need, while I don't think they should be common, secret rare is crazy, especially if everybody needs 3 copies. I can't think of a single Yu-Gi-Oh card that was $170 as a pre-order and sold out. Y'all gotta get lives, jobs, girlfriends. And what's crazier is that the only reprint you can hope for in this set is in the next year Tens or Battles of Legends. Chat, a year of players activating Walrus, and if you can't afford $600, you're getting cooked. What's even more ridiculous is that these cards are in a 2 printing system, a secret rare and a QCR, and it still hit this price. It's ridiculous. My issue with current sets is that I saw another streamer said he bought a full set from the OCG for $200 at the lowest rarity without shipping, and we over here paying that for 1 card? I'm sick, my brother. What kills me the most is that the next best option is still a $50 Perulia. Chat, you remember when I said sell your Perulias to buy the Flores? Just forget about it. Hold on to them now. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know. They also consider this to be a kid's game and don't expect chillins to buy a case, I guess. Bro, I don't know what they expect in that department. I guess they see us as Americans and we throw money at things. To be fair, y'all do throw money at things. Y'all only prove their point. As you guys already know, one of the cheapest card games in the card game area is Pokemon. It's ridiculously cheap. Pokemon has found its way to be a complete monster. And while it does have its own set of problems, every single card is ridiculously accessible. It's so accessible, TJ is trying to get me to play Lapras. And they don't even cheap out on quality here. This is a full art Lapras, chat, the highest rarity version of Lapras. Non-Pokemon players, I want you guys to guess how much this card is. Genuinely, go off of what you think it's worth based on the look and nothing else. $20, $50, $50, $60, it's $5. It's literally $5. One of the most important cards for the deck, full art, high rarity, it's $5 freaking. We're getting scammed. The only bad thing about Pokemon is that when you buy a box and you pull stuff like this, it doesn't necessarily equate to the box. But to be honest with you guys, are we really mad when we get cool cards, like a bunch of cool cards like that? I really don't. I'm not really that mad. But now it comes down to our last problem, guys. Konami made a post just recently, and within that document, Konami updated their rules and regulations. The notable changes for the penalty guide is Neuron can now be used for offline database searches, which is pretty cool. Decklist submissions can now be freely changed. The only time that this was ever allowed is when they had a ban list come out. All card info is public knowledge and can be looked up on the offline card database. This means that I can ask my opponent about a particular card in their deck even though they have not shown it and they have to tell me, or I can just go ahead and look it up. The line stating that you cannot ask your opponent to concede a match has been removed, which is really interesting. Previously, it was a penalty that if you even suggested your opponent to concede the match, but I know for a fact I'm gonna be using those mind games. Cards in Japanese are legal if they possess the TCG card backing. Whoa, that is one of the biggest things to come out of this entire article. Now, as you guys already know, normally if a card is in TCG, it has a different type of logo. And the big question about this is, down the line, will Konami start putting the regular logo on the back? If that's so, then buying OCG product just became way more valuable. And a lot of the things that we said about expense in Yu-Gi-Oh becomes absolutely moot but one can genuinely only hope. And lastly is possessing product before it's released can put you in violation of publicizing private information. Now, this doesn't really mean a lot to the average person. And the reason why I say that is because simply if you make yourself anonymous on the internet, which isn't hard to do, then you're good. But for content creators, this is literally a fork in the road for us. You either die on that sword leaking the new cards, or you be Konami's good boy and you get the plug. I ain't even gonna lie to you, I already made my decision. I think leaking is really important for the community. And the main reason why is because Konami pushed these trash sets onto players, and then without giving you proper information so you can be a knowing customer and decide if you want to buy it or not, they takes that away. And then they try to ban people who want to give you that information. You really thought you was gonna stop me from making content, dog? As long as you guys keep on watching, as long as we get those views, I will risk my entire Yu-Gi-Oh career. I do not care. Bro, I got one DD Crow middle finger, I got one Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood middle finger. And my shirt has always been 10 toes down. But that's pretty much what I think about everything in the state of Yu-Gi-Oh that's going on right now. The solution, guys, I genuinely think that it is perfectly fine to take a break from this format. And I think that it's perfectly fine to boycott Yu-Gi-Oh until you get what you want. Playing with your friends is actually really fun. Printing proxies, incredibly fun. There's actually even a couple of people that are dedicated to printing good Yu-Gi-Oh proxies. We need to bring that back. The revolution is here, guys, and I am here to give you all the information to help you spearhold it. I will be that man that takes the L so we can all get that W.